Welcome back to the DAWGCAST, a podcast I do with my dog. We've got a new setup here in 2025. Let us know in the comments how you like it. As always, I am your host, comedian, podcaster, and guy who likes to have a good time, Pat Moore Comedy, joined as always by my esteemed co-host, podcaster, Pomeranian, and guy who doesn't know his own limits, Oscar the Pom.
Do you feel that?
Feel what?
Oh, just how much better I am than you.
All right, coming out of the gates hot there, Oscar. So why do you think you're better than me?
Well, because I'm doing dry January.
What? You're doing dry January? Why? I mean, you're not even old enough to drink.
Yes, exactly. I don't drink. And that's why January is yet another dry month for me.
Why are you saying it so suspiciously? Are you drinking?
I think the real question here is, why are you still drinking? You don't think it would be a good idea for you to dry out?
I've done my dry Januaries, okay, buddy? I've done many a dry January. But those were back in the days when I used to be drinking way too much and all the time and felt like I really needed a break. But now I hardly drink anymore, so it doesn't really feel like I need to.
Really? How often do you drink?
Not that often at all. I mean, I can't even remember the last time I had a drink.
I'm sorry, but didn't you just have a glass of wine last night?
Well, yeah, that is true. I did have a glass of red wine last night. But before that?
The day before. It was the day before that. You had several glasses of Zect with brunch.
Ah, right. But before that, it's been a while.
I guess. I mean, by some people's definitions, 2 days is a while. Or are you forgetting about New Year's?
Okay, well, that's a holiday. That doesn't count. I mean, in fact, this whole season, it doesn't really count. It's a weird time of year. But generally, I do not drink very much anymore. And I'm never getting super wasted anymore.
And that's why you don't need to do dry January? Because you're not getting super wasted? I mean, I didn't know dry January was only for binge drinkers.
I wasn't a binge drinker. It's just that when I had 2 or 3 drinks, I would get filled with this childlike excitement and joy at the potential of the night, all of the people to be met, the jokes to be told, the laughs to be had, adventures around every corner, and I couldn't help myself but to overindulge in some of that pure, unadulterated joy,
We're calling blacking out from drinking an adventure now?
Hey, no one said anything about blacking out, okay? Although you do have to admit, it is kind of like the ultimate adventure, waking up with your own little mystery to solve. I've heard from other people.
Oh, come on, Dad. I've seen the photos of you in college. I mean, the lights are on, but nobody's home.
But how did you turn this around on me? This was about you, mister. Have you been drinking? You better not be, because your little brain is not even formed yet.
Well, that's all the time we have for this week's DAWGCAST, a podcast for people who want to make positive 1-month changes in their life. If you like the pod, why not share it with a friend that you think has a drinking problem? As always, I'm your host, podcaster, Pomeranian, and guy who definitely doesn't drink, Oscar the Pom. And I'm joined, as always, by my co-host, comedian, podcaster, and guy who should revisit dry January, Pat Moore Comedy. We'll see you next Wednesday. Bye-bye.